Hey guys, this is Andrew with WagonWorks Automotive. Thanks for tuning in. So this past weekend we went to Redbeard Racing for their grand opening event. They had a great car show. Everybody came out with, there was Porsches, they had some Acura NSXs, they had some older Porsches, BMWs, some JDM stuff. So anyway, let's dive into that. Artine and his team have built a beautiful race shop in Purcellville, Virginia. It's right off of Route 7, easy to get to, and it's located about 30 minutes from Summit Point Raceway. So if you're somebody that likes to go out there and race on the weekends, Artine and his team, they have a great shop and a place where they could maintain and take care of your car and all your car's track needs. So he has equipped the shop with a bunch of top-of-the-line rotary car lifts. He has a brand new Hunter alignment machine and a Dyno Mag hub dyno. As I spoke with Artine a little bit, I think the reason he went with the Dyno Mag hub dyno is because it's a little more accurate than a standard drive-on dyno, since you don't get any wheel slippage. I spoke with Artine, and hopefully I'm going to get an interview and sit down and actually be able to have a longer conversation and talk to him about everything that's went into him getting his business to where it is at now, because their shop looks great. Also, while we were there, Artine had James and his team at Matte Motorsports come in and set up racing simulators, so everybody got to compete in a little bit of a race. They did the top 5 people got prizes. It was best overall lap time. I did get to participate in that and didn't do so well. It was my first time on a sim racing simulator, but it was a lot of fun. We got to race a Porsche GT3, and with that being said, there were plenty of those outside to look at, so not only did you get to drive the car, you also got to look and actually be able to see one of these cars in person. And also there were several of these cars that had been modified in true race car fashion that were inside of the shop. So so James and his team at Matte Motorsports, they do an incredible job setting up these simulators. They do for both private and corporate / events. They like to set up the racing simulators at a lot of dealerships when they do open reveals and things like that. So if that's something that you're interested in having for your business, contact them. I'll put the link in the description down below. Also, they got to walk around, have some coffee, have some food, talk, and be able to network with different people. You had all these beautiful cars that were sitting around that you could actually take a look at and get a real feel for what an actual race car is like versus what you're buying off the showroom at the dealership. Put a link in the description to Redbeard Racing, and if you guys have any race car or racing needs, contact them. Like I said, they do a great job. The whole team there has a very, very good attention to detail. If you look at their shop, you can just tell by how clean it is, how things were set up, and how everything was methodically thought out and put together there. It really is a really nice, beautiful shop. Finally, got to meet Ed Bernard, who is a driving instructor and the owner of ProperlyFast.com. He is a driving instructor that does training at Summit Point Raceway. So if you guys need to step up your game and get some proper driving instructed knowledge, you can hit him up. Or also do a ride along if it's something you're thinking about getting into. He does ride alongs as well. And my second thing on this podcast style videos I want to start doing is talk about being a mobile mechanic and some mobile mechanic stuff that I've done. Got a little video here, give you guys how I got into it. guys a little bit of backstory on how I got into doing mobile repairs. So I was working for a shop that the owner allowed us to do side work in the evenings, which was really nice. Helped us be able to like supplement our income, make a little cash to, you know, purchase our toys with and work on stuff on the side. It was nice. So anyway, after I left there, I had built up a clientele of people working on their cars, and the reason I started doing mobile stuff was because I didn't really have a good shop at the time to do mobile repairs, or to do repairs in, so I started doing stuff mobily. So I went out and bought a toolbox, I bought a second set of tools, which was also nice because now I can have my main set of tools at work and have my second set of tools at home or to do mobile repairs. So I started doing mobile repairs, and as time goes on, if you're doing the right things and treating your customers right, you know, people talk to other people, and it continued to grow, and now it's grown to the point where this is basically my full-time job, but I do help another guy out installing car lifts right now. So we install rotary car lifts, all kinds of brands, but we always prefer the rotary car lifts because they're the best. But anyway, there's a little backstory on how I got into the mobile stuff, and also give you guys a little glimpse of how pretty it is out here in Virginia this time of year with the leaves changing. Okay, so after that being said, I was a mobile mechanic for BMW for a while. After the stuff I told you in the video, worked for BMW for collectively it was over 2 years. I would say about 6 months of that I did as a mobile mechanic, and it was interesting doing mobile mechanic stuff for the BMWs. A lot of it was supposed to be like roadside assistance style stuff. We had an application on our phone where if somebody hit their like roadside assistance button on their BMW, we would get basically a ping on the phone, and we could show up if this was your car was dead, had a flat tire, ran out of gas, things like that. We would show up and help you out. Also, we did mobile oil changes, and also did mobile tire replacements, things like that, recalls, trying to be more convenient for the customer, which is kind of cool. Overall, I think BMW had the best the best culture for any places that I had worked at. They at one point actually gave all of their automotive technicians that had worked for BMW for at least a year, gave them a $100 credit to purchase apparel and stuff like that. So that was really nice. And another thing that was cool is there is a large auto auction down in Northern Virginia. It's called Odessa Auto Auction, and BMW corporate had vehicles that would be leased. These cars would end up going to auctions, and the guy that I got to work with through BMW corporate was a very nice guy and truly cared about the cars and didn't want a bunch of these cars that might end up, if they were going to go for like a certified used car or just cars that may end up at a BMW dealership to be resold as used. They did a really good job, I thought, in trying to keep the cars in good shape. He wanted us to go there, evaluate the cars, and after our evaluation was done, we would give him our recommendations on how much it was going to cost to get the cars fixed. We would perform recalls there, and based on that, either the car would get auctioned off to somebody else, or it might get bought by a BMW dealership and be sold to the general public. So that was really cool, getting to work with that guy, and then also me doing mobile stuff on my own. Give you guys, there's a little video here of me doing a mobile repair. It's not much to it, but on a Mercury, I believe it was a Mercury Montego. Alright, so got this thing jacked up. We're doing an alternator, and you can see here, if you take the inner tie rod loose, Makes it much easier to get up to the alternator. There we go. Do an alternator on this at a local subdivision kind of around my area. Guy was super nice, wanted me to do it, not so much that he couldn't, but wanted to do it because he didn't have his tools and didn't want to crawl around the ground to do it. So that's, you know, where we can come in as mobile technicians. It's an easy way for you guys to tiptoe into maybe starting your own business or wanting to make a little extra cash on the side on the weekends. It's a great way to you know, meet people as well and try and build up that clientele. People like the mobile thing. I don't think it's something that's great for a longevity purpose. Obviously, I think the goal is to get a shop, but it is a way that you can kind of tiptoe into doing that. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to try and keep these kind of short. Might do some longer ones like interview style. Let me know what you guys think. Oh, also shout out to Redbeard Racing, our team, for the sweatshirt. Thank you guys and have a good day.